So this week for my vlog, I did the block method first, and then I did the partial quotient, and then I did the 3,131 divided by 3. So for the first one, I did 3 divided by 373. So for the block method, I put the 3 on the outside, then I did this, set it up, and then 3 can go into 3 one time, and then 3 minus 3 is 0. And then there's nothing to carry over, else you'd carry that over in front of the 7. But 3 can go into 7 2 times. 3 times 2 is 6, and 7 minus 6 is 1. So you could see that I put the arrow right there just to help me remember. And then you do how many times 3 goes into 13, which is 4 times, because 3 times 4 is 12, and then you'd have 1 remainder. And so then that's your answer for that one. For this one, it's 684 and 6. So the 6 is right here, the 684 is out here. 6 goes into 6 one time, 6 minus 6 is 0. Again, nothing to carry over. 6 also goes into 8 one time. 8 minus 6 is 2. Carry the 2 up to make 24. 6 can go into 24 4 times, and 24 minus 4 is 0, so there's no remainder. And then this one is 6 and 242, so 6 goes into 2 0 times. And then 6 minus 0 is 0, 2 minus 0 is 2. Bring the 2 over to make 24. 6 goes into 24 4 times. 24 minus 24 is 0. Again, nothing to bring over. And then 6 goes into 2 0 times. 6 times 0 is 0. 2 minus 0 is 2. So it's 40, remainder 2 for that one. And then this one is 5 and 180. And so for this one, 5, then the 180 set up. 5 goes into 1 0 times. 0 times 5 is 0. And then 1 minus 0 is 1. And then bring the 1 over to make 18. 5 can go into 18 3 times, because 5 times 3 is 15. Then you bring the 3 over, and then that makes a 30. And then 5 can go into 30 6 times. 5 times 6 is 30. 30 minus 30 is 0, so no remainder. So now for the partial quotient, it's 6 and 684. And I knew that it went in at least 100 times, because 6 times 100 is 600. And then I subtracted that and was left with 84. And I knew that that could go in at least 10 times, because 10 times 6 is 60. Then subtracted that, and that's 24. And I know that 6 goes into 24 4 times. And 6 times 4 is 24. 24 minus 24 is 0. So that gives you the 113. And then that answer matches up with that answer. And then this is the 3 and the 373. And so I knew that that went in at least 100 times. And so 3 times 100 is 300. So I subtracted that, got 73. And I knew that 3 times 24 is 72. And so then 73 minus 72 is 1, which is the remainder. So 124, remainder 1. And so then moving on to this one, it is 6 and 242. So I knew that 6 times 4 was 24. So then I made that just 40. And so 6 times 40 is 240. And then that would be 2 would be the remainder. So that one is 40, remainder 2. And then for this one, it's 5 and 180. And 5 can go into 180. I knew 5 times 3 was 15, and so I just made that a 30 to make 150. And 180 minus 150 is 30. And then I knew that 30 can go into 5 6 times, 5 can go into 30 6 times. 5 times 6 is 30. 30 minus 30 is 0, so that answer is 36. Because 30 plus 6 is 36. And so then for the 3,131 divided by 3. How I did it the traditional way was I did this, so the 3 goes into the 1 3 times. 3 goes into 3 one time. 1 times 3 is 3. 3 minus 3 is 0. Carry down the 1. And then 3 goes into 1 0 times, and then after that I did 0 times 3 is 0, so minus 1 is 1 minus 0 is 1, and then you carry down the 3 to make 13, and that could go in 4 times because 4 times 3 is 12. And so then you're left with 1 because 13 minus 12 is 1. You bring that down. 3 can go into 11 3 different times because 3 times 3 is 9, so 11 minus 9 is 2, and that's the remainder. And then here's how I did it with the block method. And then here's how I did it with the partial quotient. And then I saw, so what made me think that to change the 1 to a 2 to make it so there's no remainder, I saw that right here, it would eventually, you'd be bringing it down to make 11, but I thought to myself, well, if I change this to a 2, then when you bring that down, that'll make 12, and 3 can go into 12 4 times, so then that'll make it so there's no remainder. So then here's the traditional way. Here's the block method. And then here is the partial quotient. And that is how I would do these problems.